Here's a quick reminder as to how to simplify radicals. I know that sometimes when you have a large number underneath a radical, it's a little bit tricky how to do it, especially if you don't have a calculator. So I'm just going to make up some problems. I'm going to try not to do the ones that are on the homework, which is hard for me. So let's start with the square root of 125. I wanted to pick one that maybe you could do pretty easily. It's really just division. So you think, okay, what divides evenly into 125? It does not matter if it's a perfect square. It doesn't matter anything. Just pick a number that divides into the number that you're dealing with. So I know that 5, goes into 125. And I know that that is like 25 quarters. 5 quarters. So it's 5 times 25. Now 5 doesn't break down anymore because you don't want to do like the number times 1. So we don't want to go like 5 times 1. That's not helpful. But 25 does break down, and 25 is 5 times 5. Now the rule for square roots is it takes a pair in order to bring one out. For example, we know that, say, the square root of 16 is 4. And the reason that is true is because 16 is 4 times 4. 2 4s means you're allowed to bring one out. So for this, we're looking at the bottom of each branch of our factor tree. So we have 2 5s. It doesn't matter which 2 you choose. So that means that 5's allowed out. This 5, which does not have a pair, has to stay home. So that answer would be 5 radical 5. Let's try one that's maybe a little bit different. The square root of 216. You start the same way. 216, what goes into it? Well, I don't know. 2 goes into it, so that's 108. What goes into 108? 2 again. So that's 2 times 54. And then let's say we take 54 and let's stop using 2 just to sort of mix this up, just to try something different. We have 6 times 9. And then 6 is 2 times 3. And 9 is 3 times 3. So I really try to make the pattern kind of weird on this. Again, we're looking for pairs of numbers. So here's a pair of 2s, so that is allowed out. We're not looking at any of this other stuff anymore. We're only looking at the bottom of each branch. So then here's a pair of 3s, and so the 3 is allowed out. These 2 numbers do not have a pair, so you multiply, and that stays underneath. You also multiply what's on the outside. So 216 would be 6 radical 6. Let's do one more, just to make sure. How about 80? Sometimes the smallest numbers are the weird ones. So for 80, I'm going to start with 8 times 10. 8 is 2 times 4. 2 is done, but 4 is 2 times 2. And 10 is 2 times 5. So again, what we're looking at are these circled numbers here. All right, so if we take a look, we're looking for pairs of numbers. So here is a pair of 2s. So that means this 2 is allowed out. Here's another pair of 2s. So there's another 2 allowed out. The 5 has all by itself, so it stays home, and the square root of 80 is 4 radical 5. I hope that helps clear up some problems that maybe you're having. I know in the homework a lot of times I just sort of write down the answer. Sorry about that. And if you need more help, just please let me know.